Do stop pestering me with questions, young man. You'll understand soon enough when you see my employees returning.
Your employees? Listen, sir, I'm very honored that you invited me here, but I'm very busy.
If they succeed, your task will be complete. So please be patient just a bit longer. Fabulous, there they are. Now you'll be able to stop pacing about.
Fausta? What's this all about? What have you done?
You'll find out soon enough.
As I've been telling you. I surmise from your triumphant look that you found my vase. Am I right?
We found it.
I knew you would. I had such confidence in your abilities that I brought the young lady's brother here. Now, we can sign that contract without wasting any more time. Did everything go well?
Well, apart from the fact that your desire for this artifact is so well known that we had looters waiting for us as we left the chamber. They were hoping to take it off our dead bodies, no doubt to turn around and sell it to you.
It's true that I made no secret of my interest in this marvel. I had hoped that some healthy competition would encourage all the treasure hunters to fight to get it for me. But I did warn you that the tunnels were dangerous, so I don't really see what the issue is. If I had the slightest doubt about your abilities, or worse still, if I had organized this attack, do you really think I would have sent for your brother?
No, indeed.
Well, let's get back to the matter at hand. I had my legal counsel prepare a fairly standard contract for financing charitable work. If you would kindly hand over my precious vase, I will sign it along with your brother, and that will be that.
Fausta?
Give it to him. Gregorius's mission is far more important.
Here you are.
At last. As you can see, your sister and her friends have brought back this delightful work of art in exchange for my support. Please, sign this contract as I have, and you will have sufficient funds to feed as many refugees as you like.
This is rather unexpected.
I wanted to help you, Gregorius. I know it can't make up for what I did, but at least it will help your current situation a bit.
How touching. Now, if you would kindly hurry up, my good missionary. We haven't got all day.
There you are.
Take a copy. I've arranged for my servant to prepare the first installment for you. Now, please leave. I want to admire my treasure in private.
I hope your superiors will finally recognize your talent, now that your mission has been accomplished.
They won't believe their eyes. This contract is a divine gift, Fausta. I don't imagine for 1 second that this can make up for what you did to us. But I am grateful for it. Very grateful. I was in an impossible situation. They'd given me this assignment because nobody thought it was possible. Their aim was obviously to humiliate me and belittle me yet again. But you fixed that in the blink of an eye. And you took risks to find the artifact that man was after, if I've understood right. So yes, I'm very grateful. I'll tell Mother I saw you and that you helped me. She's been heartbroken ever since you were banished. She will be happy to hear you're well. I'm going to go inform my superiors. Thank you, Fausta, and thank your friends as well. Take care of yourself.
You too, Gregorius. you're having a nice day. Sometimes I miss the hills as well as the towers of my father.
May the Enlightened bless you and guide you. I regret to inform you that Jacquemus, your priest, died from the wounds the men from the Alliance gave him.
May the Malachor take them. Poor Jacquemus. I will miss him. I imagine you discovered he was meant to recover important documents from the Alliance?
Yes. About that, you deliberately lied to us concerning Jacquemus. Your decision to do so cost us precious time that might have allowed us to save his life.
I do admit that I was not entirely frank with you, and I am very sorry. Though I doubt that would have altered the fate of Jacquemus, I understand your anger.
You sent us on an errand as if we were stuff from your kitchen, without the slightest sign of trust.
No, you're wrong. Let me assure you, I just wanted to protect you. I didn't think that Jacquemus was in such a desperate situation. I believed he was just in hiding somewhere, safe from his pursuers. And I thought that if I told you too much, you would be in greater danger.
It's rather your secrets that you wanted to protect.
That too, but look at your group. You are a gathering of various factions, and not all of them are allies of Ptolemy. Understand that I could not give you my complete trust immediately, even though I regret it now. And I sincerely apologize. The subject is closed. Did you recover the documents Jacquemus was seeking?
Yes. Here is the coffer that he stole. We were able to recover it from where he had hidden it.
Thank you. You have rendered me an immense service. Thanks to the contents of the coffer, we should be able to put a halt to the Alliance's intrigues.
My friends have shown themselves capable of great courage and constant loyalty during this mission, despite the fact they were kept in the dark. I hope you will do all that is in your power to help them in exchange.
That goes without saying, Fausta. Your help has proven itself valuable. So in order to prove my gratitude, and to make amends for my guilty silence, I've requested that a Fowler join your group with a supply of messenger birds. This will allow you to send and receive messages with the continent without risking the public aviaries.
I must admit that I'm a little surprised. Did Captain Alvida give her permission?
Of course. And believe me, you will soon come to appreciate the freedom offered by these feathered messengers. It goes without saying that I would be delighted to vouch for you, if you still want to meet the two great families of the congregation. You've done me an admirable service. I will not forget it.
Your recommendation would indeed be very helpful.
Consider it done. I will immediately send letters to the De Vesps and the Dorsays to inform them.
We shall leave, Your Excellency.
May the Enlightened watch over you, my children.
The order... This is not so present around here, yet heresy is everywhere.
Perfect timing. I've been meaning to talk to you. Alma told me she'd finished translating my mother's logbook. I don't have all the details. Unfortunately, her message was short. But she told me that the reason my mother, Estrella, died in that storm was because she'd lost the will to live. It was after she had to sink a ship on my father's orders, just off the coast, not far from Esquiara.
I'm sorry, Alvida. That must be very difficult to hear.
Yes. It breaks my heart to think that my mother killed herself. But it has strengthened my resolve. I want to understand. I want to know why my father gave such a senseless order. I want to know everything that happened. Knots are not pirates. Our ships are armed, but they're armed to fight back in the event of an attack. There had to be something aboard that ship to justify sinking it. Maybe something dangerous for the Guild. I'd like to go back to Esquiara to try to track down that ship. And I'd like you to come with me.
All right. Let's go back to Esquiara and find out what happened to the wreck.
Thank you. I'm glad you're coming with me. I'm a bit nervous about what I'm going to find out.
I won't bother you any longer.
The next time we talk, it'll have to be over a drink. Prepare to disembark. We've arrived at our destination.
Thank you so much for allowing me to help my brother. I still have a long way to go before he forgets what he went through because of me, but at least he stopped hating me.
What was it like living in Olima when you're from Teleme?
It was difficult at first. Everyone was suspicious of me. I wasn't just a foreigner, I was an enemy. But I learned to hide my differences in public, and not to talk about my origins or my beliefs. As for those who already knew, I told them why I was in their country, which reassured them. As an exile, I was seen as less dangerous. But you're right, it wasn't easy. I had to change all my habits, practically change my skin to adapt in order to survive. Sometimes I even forgot where I came from, who I really was. I became the mask I wore. I imagine you're asking me this because you're wondering how you're going to be able to live on the continent.
Yes, I suppose there's some truth to that. I have no idea when I'll be able to return home, or if I'll ever be able to. So many people are hostile towards us islanders. They call us savages. They hate us. We're always in danger of being arrested and imprisoned, or worse.
I've seen all of that, and I empathize. I really do. Though it's hard and can sometimes be infuriating, if you want people to forget where you're from, you'll have to wear a mask too. You'll have to pretend to be something you're not. But it's a path that requires a great deal of renunciation. In any case, I want you to know that I share your burden. And if you ever want to talk to me about it, I'm here for you.
See you later.
It's my pleasure. I wish we had saved Jacquemus. He wasn't the best of men, but he didn't deserve to end like that. May the Enlightened hold him in his holy keeping. At least we have won the support of the Father Cardinal, and believe me, that will be useful.
See you later.
It's my pleasure.
Renwent var hasta hetalemen.
Hello. Do you live in this village?
Yes, I was born here, I grew up here, and as you can see, I'm still here. I'd have a hard time living anywhere else in my age. Why, are you thinking of moving here? A little new blood wouldn't hurt.
Have you heard anything about a shipwreck in the vicinity?
You're gonna need to be more precise, child. Shipwrecks with all our deadly reefs happen all the time.
We're speaking about a ship transporting merchandise along these coasts that must have wrecked a few years ago.
Now that you speak about it, that does ring a bell. The storm without clouds.
The storm without clouds?
It was night time, and we heard thunder several times, so loud that many woke to it. But there wasn't a cloud in the sky. The next day we found the wreckage of a large ship at the bottom of the cliffs. Bodies too, poor folk. And all sorts of debris.
I doubt it was due to a storm.
Really?
We shall leave. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Happy to see you again. What can I do for you today?
pieces of a crate. Impossible to know what was in it. They've been destroyed.
It's been a long time. The elements or the villagers took everything that could have given us answers.
It looks like a clot from a banner or a torn flag.
Those are the colors of the Alliance. This ship must have belonged to them. This ship must have contained something extremely precious to have merited such an attack. I would have liked to have found a clue telling us what it could be.
Seeing how close the village is, it is very likely that these charming inhabitants might have played the role of vultures.
You're all right. It's quite common to recover gifts from the sea. We should go and talk to them.
Everything has been pillaged, but look at the ground here. It looks as if something was buried.
Well then, what is this book? It must be important for someone to have put it in a coffer.
It's a list of names and ports. A passenger register and crew stuffing, perhaps?
We should show it to the old fisher, who has already helped us. He could tell us if he recognizes the name.
You're back? Oh, still not interested in our beautiful shores?
We found a coffer buried in the sand near what was left of the ship. It was holding the passenger register. Would you mind taking a look at it and telling us if any of the names are familiar to you?
No. Neither that. There. That's surprising. That name, Sylvia. It's the name of someone from the village. Come to think of it, she did take up residence here not long after that ship ran aground. I would never have thought she were a survivor, poor woman. Oh, she must have been really shaken up. Well, she doesn't live far from here if you want to have a word. Near the southern port.
We shall leave. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Hello? How can I help you? Are you lost?
We found this register in a coffer buried on the beach. It's from the ship that went aground, and your name is on it.
Well, that's impossible. It must be a coincidence. I tell you, I have never stepped foot on that vessel, nor have I ever boarded a ship.
We understand how much these memories must be traumatic, and the fear you must still harbor simply thinking of it again. However, we are trying to understand what happened that day. We are not here to bring you any harm.
very well. I believe you. I was indeed aboard that ship, and it is my name on the register.
We only hope to shed some light on the matter to try and make sense of why the ship was attacked.
It's true. That's completely contrary to Naut code. It is why we want to understand, so that we can find those responsible.
We were merely passengers among others, my husband and I. But we were told that a diplomat was also on board. I never saw the person. But we did see the bodyguards, a full escort, armed to the teeth. It must have been someone very important. One night, we saw a vessel flying Naut colors. It attacked us, and we went down very quickly. I don't know how I survived. My husband wasn't so lucky. I set up here and tried to live in peace, putting all the sorrow of this tragedy behind me.
My sincere condolences. Would you, by any chance, have recovered anything from the shipwreck?
Yes. I recovered a coffer with several documents. I was hoping that they might one day bring me justice. Maybe this day has finally come. I was forced to bury it far from the village. I was afraid it would be found when the soldiers and Nauts came to the village after the wreck. Allow me to show you on your map where I buried it.
Thank you tremendously for your help. And know that I am sorry for everything that has befallen you and your husband. This is the place that Acelia showed us on the map. We've only to dig in order to find the coffer that she buried. I find this hard to believe. My father wouldn't order the destruction of a ship transporting a diplomat. Why would he have been working against a chance at peace? My father can be vain, but he's not a warmonger. And to imagine that he brought my mother into this. Now I understand her despair.
Don't you think it's a little early to be accusing your father? There must be factors unknown to us at present.
Perhaps, yes. Even if what these documents spell out seems all too clear. Thank you for accompanying me and your support in this investigation. I couldn't have done it without you. Now I am going to need some time to think all this over. still processing what we've learned. The thought that my father could have given such an order is deeply painful to me.
Forgive my question, but how do relationships between knots work? I'm thinking of your Admiral father and your Captain mother. They couldn't have been together very often.
It's true that relationships with a knot are not easy. We are at sea, sometimes for months. And when on different ships, it complicates things even more. Some take lovers at every port or among the crew. Others remain faithful. Love is a strange thing. And when it's true, neither time nor distance can shake it. At least in my opinion. What would you do if you fell in love with one of us?
I would remain faithful, of course. And I'd hope that the wind would bring them back as quickly as possible.
That's a very noble way of seeing things. But aren't you afraid that the loneliness would weigh you down? Personally, I don't know if I'd be able to take a lover if I were to live far from the person I love. Just like you. But then again, it's easy to have principles.
I won't bother you any longer.
The next time we talk, it'll have to be over a drink. Here we are, off the coast of the proud cities of the Congregation.
Your Excellence.
How exotic. An envoy of Tir Fredi. This is quite the novelty. Are you a dignitary from your island, or have you come with a message from a local noble?
I suppose one might say that I am an envoy of Tir Fredi, milady. And I am here to speak with you about a very important matter. We have proof that the General Karnas, a commanding officer of the Bridge Alliance, is preparing a brutal attack against your country.
Alas, that is nothing new. The Bridge has been attacking us for centuries. But you might not have been aware of that.
We are aware of the war between your two nations. But this time, the situation is very different. This general seeks glory for himself rather than his nation. And he plans on using unconventional means to obtain his goal. He hopes to use giant creatures that we call guardians, beasts invoked from the rituals of our traditions. He will release them to attack you. He plans on blaming my people, but also the congregation. These horrible attacks will originate from your country by his hand.
Giant creatures? Are you certain you have all of your wits about you?
We can prove what we are saying. We have documents that we took from a laboratory operated by men under orders of this general. And if it is the very existence of these creatures that you doubt, we also have in our possession one of their heads. It is on our ship. You can come and see it yourself if you so desire, or send someone you trust.
You seem very sure of yourself. You have given me pause, madam. I'm going to send someone from the embassy immediately to verify what you've told me. Let's assume that you are telling the truth about these monsters. You also spoke about some documents.
Here they are.
Thank you. Please, allow me a moment to inspect them all. This entire story seems like the stuff of some fable. But these savants and this General Kernaz are indeed set on attacking us and letting others take the blame. Alas, these documents do not give us the precise location of this attack. Do you have an idea?
As you were able to read, the savants seem to want to use ancient Austrian ruins. It's true that we too need locations that are of historical or natural significance in order to perform the bonding ritual, which here transforms people. But I am not familiar with the border regions, and I don't know if Austrian ruins are to be found there.
There are indeed Austrian ruins all over the place in our country. But if I think about it, one location in particular comes to mind. The Sudwise region, in fact, that people from here have renamed High Prairie when they took it.
I know that region. I go through there often when I trade commercially. I would hate for my caravans to become a victim of collateral damage. Too many people rely on them.
Oh, but you too are from the Empire. And you are a trader? I understand your fears. Do know that this is a region where a great many refugees have fled to make a home, to avoid the civil war. Very well then, I have thought this through. I think the best option would be for me to accompany you. This business is far too important and its impact too far-reaching for you not to be accompanied by someone official. And if we were to wait for the princes of the merchant cities to take action, we would by then have died of old age.
Isn't this quite risky, Your Excellence?
My dear, I was born during a civil war in my country. I know how to defend myself. Or one might say, I am a fast runner. We will rendezvous at High Prairie. I require some time to prepare for the voyage. Do you have anything else you would like to talk about?
What can you tell me about your nation?
The Holy Dutan Empire was once the greatest empire on the continent, almost as great and glorious as the Austrian Empire. Alas, discord arose among the nobility, and our faith was used by the vilest among them to turn their backs on the Emperor. Ever since, the Empire has been plagued by civil war, which has weakened us. Families tear each other apart and clash. Neighbors kill each other. We lost territory to the south, and we were unable to join the other nations that set foot on your island. However, I'm confident that our Emperor shall restore order and the greatness of the Dutan Empire.
What does your role as ambassador here in Peren consist of?
Like any other ambassador, I represent the interests of our nation before the Prince de Vespe. The congregation of merchants and its assembly of small city-states gained prominence on the continent. We would have liked them to show us more support against our enemies in the Alliance, but unfortunately they value their neutrality. My role is therefore to ensure that our economic and diplomatic exchanges are as beneficial to our two nations as possible.
What can you tell me about the war between you and the Bridge Alliance?
We've been at war for centuries now, alas. It began before the Alliance was created. The first battles were waged against Tynea and Thraxis. They eventually joined forces with Morsinia, who betrayed us for ridiculous questions of dogma. Since then, the front is at a stalemate. There were some periods of peace and some outbursts of fighting, without any real progress. But we shall never give up. The Enlightened is with us. We will eventually win.
What are the links between the Dutan Empire and Teleme?
It was in Teleme that San Mateus was born and taught the way of the Enlightened, the ways of true faith. His disciples saw the good word and the teaching of magic carried as far as Dutan and converted the Emperor. He became the champion of the way of the Enlightened and became its most faithful and fervent representative on Gacan. Since that day, our two nations have been allies, united in their faith and their interests in the face of the rest of the world.
What are the links between the Dutan Empire and Teleme?
It was in Teleme that San Mateus was born and taught the way of the Enlightened, the ways of true faith. His disciples saw the good word and the teaching of magic carried as far as Dutan and converted the Emperor. He became the champion of the way of the Enlightened and became its most faithful and fervent representative on Gacan. Since that day, our two nations have been allies, united in their faith and their interests in the face of the rest of the world.
We were told that it was not possible to travel to your country?
Well, it's indeed not advisable to go there, especially when arriving from this side of the border. Trade is still free with Teleme, but this is no longer the case with our other neighbors. Too much contraband entered by this means, and too many fugitives, frightened by the civil war, left the country. We still trade, of course, but any trade is highly monitored and must be duly validated by the Emperor.
We shall leave now, Your Excellency.
Goodbye. there you are. I hope you've had safe travels.
Yes, thank you. I see that you have come with your escort.
They have accompanied me this far, but they will wait for me here. No need to bring the entire troop and this carriage. We are only here to see if the Alliance is up to something in these ruins, not to lead an assault.
As you wish. You know the region and its dangers better than we do.
That's true. Should we be going?
I still have some preparations to make before leaving.
In that case, come back when you're ready to go.
Let's show them what we're made of!